This is going to be a thorough review of Oud for Greatness by the House of Initio. First, I'm going to give you guys a rundown so you have a general idea what the fragrance is about. Then I'm going to share how users rated the scent profile and the performance. My wife and I are going to share our impressions of it. And finally, I'm going to share my overall opinion having worn it. Without further ado, let's get this started. So to describe what I get from Oud for Greatness, I definitely get a very hyper masculine smell, almost the smell of a mechanic or something like gasoline, band-aids, leather, kind of rubber smell. Mix that in with a really cold, dry wood and a saffron that's giving it kind of a Middle Eastern edge. But overall, it's a very cold, woody, masculine fragrance. Really enjoy it. The notes listed on Initio's website are natural oud wood, agar wood oil, lavender, saffron, patchouli, and musk. On average, users rated the scent an 8.3. 3 out of 4 people would give it an 8 or above, and about 1 out of 10 people would give it a 6 or lower. Seems like a lot of people like this one, but there's also some polarization indicating it's a challenging fragrance. My personal rating would be a 9, but if you asked me a month ago, I would have scored it a lot lower. This is one I had to wear multiple times and it had to grow on me. At a point, I probably would have told you that I felt it smelled kind of cheap and flat. But now I actually genuinely really enjoy this one and would definitely give it a 9. For longevity, everybody's on the same page. 95% of voters would give it an 8 or above. Everybody agrees this stuff just lasts, and that's my experience with it as well. Really just like 3 sprays last 10 plus hours easy. For sillage, it's the same story. 90% of voters would give it an 8 or above, and I would just say this isn't a fragrance that you wear if you don't want to be noticed. This one definitely pushes out. It lasts the whole day. The scent profile can be a little polarizing, but overall, I've learned to really enjoy this one. So to describe the scent of Oud for Greatness, what I get from it, first I get this interesting note, and I don't know how to describe it. I don't see it brought up that often, but it's undeniable. And at first I thought it was kind of like a soapy shower gel kind of moment. Then as time went on, I started thinking it smelled like plastic, and then I kind of thought, you know what, this smells like minerals. And now, like, what I've arrived at is it smells like rubber. It almost smells like a brand new leather shoe with the rubber insoles, like how you'd imagine that freshness to smell. That's blended into Oud for Greatness, and to me, it's undeniable. It's very undeniable that it's there. With that, I also get a very dry woods. I'm not getting a very vintage wood or a warm, cozy wood. I'm getting something that's more like just a standard plank of wood, not trying to smell pretty, not trying to smell inviting. Actually kind of has a coldness to it almost, with that rubbery freshness. And the final thing I get is the saffron. The saffron, you could think of Baccarat Rouge, you could think of Haultain, but really it's so not as sweet and Oud for Greatness that it's kind of its own thing. I feel like it's much sweeter in things like Torino 22 and all those other saffron sweet fragrances. And here the saffron's just more kind of giving everything kind of a color of that Baccarat Rouge kind of esque theme, but really it's not like those at all. I feel like Oud for Greatness is definitely the dark, evil sibling of those fragrances. It's definitely the more manly, masculine leather jacket, black leather jacket at night, mysterious Batman-esque style of a saffron fragrance because of how cold that wood is, and because of that rubbery smell. You know, that rubbery smell used to really put me off. This is one of those fragrances that I had to wear quite a bit to really come around to, and it's humbled me as a reviewer how important it is that I give things chances, because I probably would have told you like a month ago that Oud for Greatness smells cheap. But as I've been wearing it, I realized that rubbery freshness used to be like an off-putting note, but now I actually realize it's supposed to be there, and it really aids the masculine nature of it, almost like a Band-Aid smell, almost like a leather kind of smell. Now I really appreciate that aspect of it, and I'm able to like wear it and feel like this is just hyper masculinity. It's very loud, it's very present. It has a Middle Eastern-esque vibe to it, and it just really projects. And anytime I wear this out, it feels like such an aggressive but beautiful fragrance at the same time. 2 things I'll say about this fragrance. For one, I'll say it's definitely a statement. This isn't one to wear if you don't want to be noticed. Like, people are going to notice you're wearing this. The other thing I'll say is it's kind of unfair to compare Oud for Greatness to Haltane. I totally get the comparisons. And at a time, I thought Haltane's the more round, smooth, complete one. But I realize now that Haltane is much more like a standard casual jacket, and Oud for Greatness is like a black leather jacket. Like, they both have their time and place, and there's people that are going to warm up to one over the other. Really just up to style preferences. I'd say if you tried one and really didn't like it, it's still worth trying the other. You might like one and really not like the other, and it's really just a taste thing at some point. My preferences even change over time. Sometimes I like the more calm, reserved Haltane, and sometimes I really like to stand out, have something really loud, something really project, some super masculine, dominant energy fragrance, and that's when I would reach for Oud for Greatness. Overall, if I could only have one, I would have Haltane just because it's more wearable, and I feel like I'd get more use out of it. But I do feel kind of like more of an affection for Oud for Greatness as a fragrance enthusiast. It's kind of like hard between those two.
Initio Oud for Greatness. Okay, now we're serious. Now we're talking serious business. My impression is fall or winter at night, and you're going to something where you have to dress up, whether it be like a business thing, a work thing. You're going to go see the orchestra, the theater. You're dressed up. Wear this, because it's just gonna make you more elegant, and you're just gonna smell important. It's great, and I think you should be maybe in your 30s and up. This is a 9.5, babies. Delete the babies. This is a 9.5. It's the perfume.
Overall, Oud for Greatness is for me. I have Montaigne Mystic Oud, which has a similar vibe and really gets the job done. Otherwise, I would probably be seeking out a bottle of Oud for Greatness. I think it's one that's worth having. I like the challenging nature of it. I like the vibe that it brings out, and I really feel like it's its own thing. I don't think that there's anything really like it out there. Feel free to comment with your opinions on this fragrance, subscribe for future content, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out.